and I just heard this like loud knock. It came from the back of my cabin.
Oh, somebody's walking. 2 people. So we literally just had someone, I don't know what time it is. It's like
Midnight.
It's midnight and someone tried to open the van door.
Cassie and Bradley are a couple living the van life, documenting their journey around the world. But on this night, their peaceful trip nearly took a dangerous turn.
So just when I thought this vlog would be pretty drama-free, we have, our gas system has cut out. We thought, oh, maybe we ran out of gas, but we haven't. So it means it's not lighting. None of the gas is working. We're back in the cold, so we actually need the gas. Not only that, we drove into a tire stop, Integra Tire, they're called, to, what are we doing? Fill up the gas. And then turns out we have a flat tire, which is convenient because we're at a tire shop, but they're closed for the day. So they said we can park overnight here on the premises and they'll fix it in the morning.
After discovering a flat tire, they parked overnight next to a closed tire shop. Everything seemed fine until midnight. They were both jolted awake by someone trying to open their van door.
So we literally just had someone, I don't know what time it is. It's like
Midnight.
It's midnight and someone tried to open the van door. Obviously, we're in the middle of nowhere in the Yukon, but yeah, they tried to open it, so we're...
There's other RVs like next to us.
Yeah.
There's a massive RV next to us.
Brad jumped in the front literally and we just started like driving away. Yeah, don't know where the fucker went. Wow. Yeah, so there's like another car sitting, like we were sitting parked up top and there's another car, and this is actually right outside the campsite, sitting there with the lights on, and I'm pretty certain that like they're together, because I guess the plan would have been to open up the door, take whatever there was. My camera was there, stupid I know, but we are in the middle of nowhere, so.
Well, we're kind of like, we're parked next to another RV.
Well, we're parked next to an
over
RV.
the road from 2 trucks, which are then next to a full campsite.
Yeah.
So we're not, like, yeah, we're not being stupid. We're not parked up in the middle of.
Oh yeah, we're not like in the middle, yeah, of nowhere, as in like, yeah, we are surrounded by other vehicles, but yeah, and I think the plan would have been to take it and then jump in that car that's currently got its lights on sitting there and drive off, because we drove up to that car and the guy made eye contact with Brad but looked away, so you know we were gonna.
Sitting there on his phone. Why would he be sitting there on his phone? He's got the engine running.
Ready to go. Like, it's clearly, why else? It's 12 o'clock at night. Why else would he be sitting there ready to go? You know what I mean? So his friend is hiding somewhere because we're watching the bushes. So there's bushes like right next to where we were parked. So he kind of ran away down the hill. We would have seen it. So the only theory is he's still in there. So Brad's on the lookout to watch and see him. Wow, yeah. So I'll update you if Matey Boy tries to make a run for it across the road.
First dark night we've had in a while as well.
Yeah, I know. Ominous.
Acting fast, Cassie grabbed her camera while Bradley jumped into the driver's seat and sped off. A car sat nearby with its engine running and headlights on. Cassie believes whoever was inside was planning to break in and steal whatever they could.
Alright, so it's the morning after. I thought I'd show you where we were parked. Up here. We were up here and there was, like over here, and there was an RV beside us here, and this is like, this is filled with lorries or trucks.
Yeah.
And there's a campground right there. So, you know, people were around. Yeah, we're all good. I guess lesson learned. But actually slept pretty well considering. I don't know about you, but
I can't go over it. Yeah. It's pretty tired.
Yeah.
All the excitement here got me sleepy.
The only thing was, yeah, the mosquitoes got in. But anyway, yeah, so that was a bit of drama, and now we're doing the very long drive on our way to Vancouver.
The couple continued their trip to Vancouver, but the experience left them shaken. A chilling reminder of just how dangerous and vulnerable van life can be. Allison loves the van life, traveling solo and documenting her journey for her viewers. But on this particular trip, what started as a typical night on the road soon turned into a night she'd never forget. For all the wrong reasons.
One little secret is that although I kind of know where I'm going, I don't have a place to stay at this point. So I think once we get to the first spot, which is going to be coffee, I think I'll sit down and solidify that so that tonight I won't be sleeping in this car. That wouldn't be such a terrible idea, but this car is a loaner car from the dealership because my car is still getting repaired, I think. And I don't have anything in here. There's no blankets, there's nothing. So I can't sleep in my car at this point. But then I started looking up Airbnbs, and there was a couple in the downtown area too, but they also charge for parking. That was around like $35 a night. So then I started looking at places about 10-20 minutes outside of the city. One of them jumped out at me. Actually, two of them jumped out at me, but by the time I went to go book the one I wanted, somebody already booked it. And I was like, dang it, I was too slow. But I did find one. It looks pretty unique. It is about 20 to 25 minutes away from the city, but that's okay. I think I'm still about an hour and a half away from Austin.
After filling up her tank and running errands, she booked a last-minute Airbnb just off a quiet-looking road. But almost instantly, something about the place didn't sit right with her. Only 5 minutes after stepping inside, a strong gut feeling told her she needed to leave.
What in the rural parts of Texas is this? Bro. It's definitely out here. This is wild. Okay. Okay, I made it in here, and I guess I'm going to reserve my judgment until I come back later, but this is a little bit out here, a little bit different than the pictures. I don't want to go back to that Airbnb. Also, maybe it's not as bad as I'm thinking, but just from the 5 minutes I was there, it doesn't make me want to go back. The whole garage is just busted. Another rule of living on the road is to make sure that your vehicle is facing outwards so that if you need to take off, yeah, I can.
After a short hike, Allison returned to the metal RV, hoping her instincts were wrong and that everything would be fine. But as night fell, things took a chilling turn.
Somebody's coming. Oh. Somebody just pulled up. A new car just pulled up. I saw the flashing light through the little crack in this window. Maybe it's a new person for one of these other Airstreams. It's kind of late, bro. It's like 11 o'clock. Oh, somebody's walking. Two people. Okay, so they're staying in this red Airstream next to me. Alright. That made me nervous because I just saw lights flashing through this window. Okay. I'm gonna try to fall asleep now. Let me just check out this window real quick because I heard some noises earlier, but they went away. I think we're doing all right. Okay.
At 11:15 p.m., she was startled awake by a car pulling up and flashing its lights. Two people stepped out and entered the Airbnb next to hers. A wave of relief followed, but it wouldn't last long. Just after midnight, Allison heard strange noises outside her window. Grabbing her camera, she began recording.
Bro, I'm hearing noises. swear, if somebody pops their face up here in this window, I'm gonna freak the F out. I'm hearing like a low, sound. I'm not making up ghost stories here. Maybe it's just the wind.
It could have just been the wind, or so she hoped. But around 3:30 a.m., the sounds returned. This time, a slow squeaking noise, like a door being opened. The noise dragged on, chilling and persistent.
Bro, chill. Excuse me, sir. It is 4:52 in the morning. Stop with your cock-a-doodle-doo.
Eventually, after a broken night's sleep, Allison woke to clusters of bites all over her body. When she checked the bed, she found bloodstains and bugs.
I'm already up and getting ready to go because I did not have the best night, not gonna lie. I heard so many noises. I was hearing, hello, can I put the earring in? I was hearing the, almost like the sound of like an old screen door, like creaking open and shut. Like, I don't know if it was something was happening with the wind. And then I was hearing like as if the window was vibrating, like, as you know, like if you're, I don't know what I'm trying to say, I'm so tired. As if like a big truck drives by and the window's like and then like before 5 in the morning, these chicken roosters or whatever were cock-a-doodle-dooing. Also, I'm not trying to be dramatic here, but I was either bitten by spiders or bed bugs, and I don't like to be accusatory at all, but my back is tore up, and I was looking it up and it was saying that bed bugs bite in clusters, and definitely on my back there's clusters of bites. I don't know, there's definitely some spiders in here. I know this is a rustic area. I'm not, thinking that this is going to be like spotless perfect, because critters do get in, but my arms and legs are bit up. I did inspect the beds. Like, I did see like few little black spots here and there, which I'm not a bug inspector, so I don't know.
The place had clearly been infested, and possibly something more. She left immediately, shaken and disturbed. But the question still lingered. Were the noises just the wind? Or was someone, or something, watching her that night? Dundee set out for a peaceful camping trip in nature. But what he stumbled across one morning changed everything. After waking and setting off on a morning hike, he passed a quiet car park where a single vehicle sat alone. Out of curiosity, he approached, and that's when he noticed a rope trailing from the car, leading to the edge of a cliff. What he found next would stay with him forever.
All right, so it's been a couple days since this incident happened, and I thought I would try to give you a more coherent account of what happened than just the videos show. And I'll show you the videos after I finish talking. There's nothing graphic in there, so no need to worry about that. So anyway, I broke camp at Islip Saddle that morning, and I decided to do like a mile more road walk before joining the PCT again. And as I approached the Javis Memorial Picnic Ground, I noticed there was a single car in the parking lot, and it was backed up to the edge. But what really caught my attention was that the back tires were way up on the embankment. So that caused me to walk over and take a closer look. And that's when I noticed the rope that was tied to the back and disappearing over the edge. And I really didn't even think anything about it at that moment. I pulled out my camera and I took a little video, something like, hey, look at this, this is weird, I guess I'll never know what was going on here. And I started to walk away. And then my curiosity got the better of me, so I dropped my pack and I grabbed the rope and shuffled down to the edge, and that's when I saw the guy with the rope tied around his neck.
Hanging from the cliff was what appeared to be a man. Shocked, Dundee called out, but got no response. He quickly returned to camp and alerted the authorities, reporting what also appeared to be a wound on the man's head. Soon after, helicopters arrived at the scene.
But then I hustled back up to the parking lot and tried to figure out what I was going to do, because I had no service at all. So I did have service at Islip, back half mile or so. So I started walking back that way, and I texted Miss Lori on the InReach and told her what I'd found, and she immediately called the sheriff's department. And by the time I got up to Islip, they had contacted me up there, and I gave a quick statement, and they asked me to hang out there and where the service was. And I did for a little while until I saw like the rescue chopper circle the area, and then I thought they had landed, so I decided to walk back down there. It looks like the sheriff's department sent a helicopter out, and I know they're sending ground units too. I don't know if the helicopter can land anywhere here though.
Officers took Dundee's statement and told him he could leave, but a sergeant stopped him just in case. If the wound was a gunshot, they needed to rule out any foul play.
The sheriffs still hadn't quite got there, and then when they did, they told me, I gave my statement to them again and gave them my ID, and they said I was good to go. So I packed up and I started to walk away, and then the sergeant came running up after me too, and he said, well, if that is a gunshot wound, then we really need you to hang out, because we need to, confirm whether it's self-inflicted or, what's going on. And we need for a crime scene to show up and homicide.
Hours later, crime scene investigators confirmed it had been self-inflicted. As Dundee waited, a passing biker shared that the same car had been parked there a week earlier. Another eerie detail that only added to the mystery.
Well, all the rest of them got on scene here. I gave my statement to the sheriff, and they said they don't need anything else from me, so I'm moving on. And they asked me not to leave, so okay. So apparently they want me to wait until homicide gets here and make sure it wasn't a murder. So now there's someone else. I think it's crime scene possibly, but they're going to go down and actually examine the body and try to determine if it was self-inflicted or not. A guy on a bicycle stopped and asked me what happened. When I told him what was going on, he mentioned that he had seen that car here last Wednesday. So we went over to tell them, and the cop thanked him and mentioned that somebody else stopped and told them that they'd seen the car there as far back as last Saturday. Looks like now they're taking the stretcher down to recover the body. I'm assuming then that it's not a crime scene anymore, since homicide has not showed up. Well, after about 5 hours, they have decided that it is a suicide and not a homicide, and they don't need me to hang around anymore.
What began as a peaceful escape became a deeply unsettling discovery. And while it was ruled a tragic suicide, the memory of that moment is something Dundee will carry with him forever. A biker was 7 miles deep into the woods, enjoying a quiet solo ride along the dirt trail. But what he came across next took a strange and unsettling turn.
What?
You ran into a truck at all?
Nope.
Or
Nope.
if you do, can you I don't know, possibly turn around and try to find me? I'm going to be taking this trip.
Okay.
I appreciate it. I really do. I've been looking for 2 days.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're almost out to the road if you follow this trail.
Really?
Yep.
As he rounded a bend, he noticed a man standing in the trees just off the trail, barefoot, holding a cigarette, and seemingly disoriented. The man claimed he'd been looking for his car for 2 days and needed help. But something about him didn't feel right. He had no shoes, no gear, and couldn't explain how he'd gotten so deep into the woods. Trying to help, the biker gave directions. Later, he passed a car that looked completely abandoned, windows down, no one in sight. Viewers have speculated the man may have been under the influence, or possibly something even darker. In the wilderness, it's hard to know who or what you'll run into, and not everyone you meet out there is just lost. Gina has a passion for travel, capturing her journey as she drives across the country, sharing solo adventures. But one remote cabin stay left her shaken, and her audience uneasy. She had 5 spare days on her journey, so she booked a quiet off-grid cabin deep in the Washington woods.
So you're probably wondering why I'm here right now and not on the road to Alaska. I figured since I had 5 days to kill, I thought it would be nice to just take a couple days to remove myself from the Forerunner, remove myself from driving, and just be in somewhere peaceful and quiet with a bed. I think that's really good for people that live in their vehicle to do every so often, just to reset and refresh, especially since I just drove I just drove 3,000 miles in the span of a week. So I think it'll be really good for my body to just sleep in a bed for a couple nights before I do take on part 2 of this trip, which is Seattle to Anchorage.
The day was calm. She hiked, made a fresh salad, and embraced the silence. But the next morning, something unexpected broke that peace.
Well, I've been laying in bed reading for like half an hour. And I just heard this like loud knock. It came from the back of my cabin. And it scared me to the point I immediately jumped up and started looking all around the windows to see if I could like see an animal. I was like looking for maybe a bear, because there is bear around here, but I couldn't see anything. I mean, I can only see out the front of my cabin, but I'm just feeling like weird and like on edge now, especially since to get to like the kitchen in my car, I have to like, it's like a trek. I mean, when I say a trek, it's about a 5-minute walk outside my cabin, but I have to completely walk through the woods. Like, I can't see my vehicle from here. Oh God. It's just like weird that I heard that knock, because I was already having like creepy vibes yesterday.
A loud knock came from behind the cabin. Gina jumped out of bed, heart racing. From the start, something had felt off. She'd noticed a security camera on the porch, with a note inside saying it was not active. And the only place to shower? An outdoor stall behind the cabin, completely exposed to the forest.
I didn't show this to you guys because I didn't want to like overreact. I don't know. I was like, who cares? But like now that happened, I'm like, there's like this camera on the porch and it looks weird. It looks old, but I just was like, why is that there? And then when I walked in the cabin I'll just show you guys instead of trying to explain. The first thing this says is, 1, camera on the porch is not active. I mean, I don't know. The camera definitely looks like it hasn't been used in a very long time, but it's like, why wouldn't they just take it off? Why is it there? It just adds to the creepiness of this place, in my opinion. I don't like it. I also just discovered there's a shower here. So I was like, why do they have these towels right here? Like shower towels? And then when I walked outside, they have an outdoor shower that's completely open. Right there. But, I mean, it's completely open. Nothing covering you. They couldn't have installed like a little curtain right here just to like close off the shower. Otherwise I'd be stripping and I'd be completely naked. I don't know. I know this property, there's a house right up there. Like, I feel like the whole reason I rented this property was for like peace and tranquility and to de-stress, and like I've been more stressed in the past 2 days than I have on my entire trip, and I honestly just really miss my car. I actually even considered leaving a day early because I was so stressed out yesterday. Like, I didn't feel comfortable here.
Despite her unease, she decided to stay. The video ends with Gina calmly preparing breakfast on the porch, but no update on what happened after the knock. Whether it was someone messing around or something more sinister. One thing's for sure, being alone in the woods isn't always as peaceful as it seems. Trent's all about outdoor life, camping, hiking, and filming his adventures. On this trip, he set out with friends, planning a chill getaway in the wilderness. After a long hike and setting up camp, Trent settled in for the night and woke up the next morning, ready for another day in nature. But then he noticed something strange.
This, boys and girls, is why you don't leave food in your tent. We were gone during the day for maybe 2 hours, and we come back to this. It's a pretty nasty hole. I mean, it's literally side. You could probably fit a baseball through there pretty easily.
You got like an old bar.
A hole in one of the tents. It wasn't a tear from a sharp branch. Something had punched through with force. Whether it was an animal or something else, the damage was done. And whatever did it had come dangerously close to where they were sleeping. Camping is meant to bring peace, but for these campers, it brought fear, confusion, and moments they'll never forget. Which encounter scared you the most? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. There's plenty more where this came from. Stay safe out there, and if you're heading into the woods, stay alert. You never know what's watching.